addition to his immediate family who's here, we have a whole host of other cousins and relatives in the audience, and I'd like to ask them all to just wave and give a little shout out. We'll now be having a vote to overthrow the NHS Sports Hall of Fame. Laura Roth as president, sorry. Peter and I have shared an awful lot over the years, and there's some family dynamics that you should know. Peter has 4 sisters, and I have 3 sisters. So we both might have been just a little spoiled growing up as the only boys in the family. And since we were all close, we were close in age, we also really enjoyed playing sports, and Peter and I played sports together for as long as I can remember. We also slept over each other's houses, except I won't tell you about the time when I was 6 and Peter was 7, and I was sleeping over his house for the first time, and Have Gun Will Travel Paladin came on, and it scared me so much that Uncle Pete drove me home. Peter was fine with it, but he kept saying, "What the hell happened to Norman?" Our first real athletic event and competition together occurred in early 1963 when I was in 5th grade and Peter was in 6th. He went to Miller and I went to Highview, and we were both on the elementary school basketball teams, and we had the opportunity to play at halftime of a college basketball game at the old Madison Square Garden. Well, we were all really excited to go and do that, and believe it or not, I was the smallest player on the floor in 5th grade, and probably the slowest, and Peter was the fastest and the best athlete on the floor. We played for a 10-minute exhibition game. I mostly sat on the bench, but with 2 minutes to go in the exhibition, I got to play in the game, so I decided I was going to hang around half court to see if I could get an outlet pass, and sure enough, an outlet pass comes to me. Miller was way in the lead, so I turned to look towards the basket to dribble to what seemed like a mile away in Madison Square Garden, and I'm dribbling as fast and as hard as I can, and Peter catches me. Not a surprise, but Peter was pretty generous, and he started running backwards while I was running forwards. He actually said, "Go ahead, you can make this layup." And I actually made the layup. And I think Peter was as happy as I was. I was able to make the layup. Probably there are a few of us here who probably played in that game, and many of us did score 2 points in Madison Square Garden. Of course, everything with Peter always wasn't hearts and flowers. He and I often argued about who was the better center fielder. Peter's a Giant fan and believed Willie Mays was the better center fielder, and I always believed it was Mickey Mantle. We argued and shared our points, and Peter was probably right, but I still say Mickey Mantle was the best switch-hitting center fielder of all time. Once we hit high school, it was clearly evident to everyone that Peter was an outstanding all-around athlete. He could do anything on the floor, the field, the gym, the track. He was so gifted as an athlete, and he lettered in 3 sports for 3 years and received the appropriate recognition it deserved from the public school athletically. But more importantly, playing with Peter was like playing with a coach on the field. In my sophomore year, his junior year, I was fortunate to be the starting shortstop on the baseball team, and Peter was the second baseman. Peter had the fastest hands and turned the best double plays of anyone, I think that ever played baseball at Nanuet. But it was also, so great that when any player came up, Peter would say, "This guy hit to the shortstop last time, to your right, take 3 steps, to the right. This guy hit a single to right field, take 3 steps up the middle, because that's where this guy's going." Peter knew every single batter, what they did throughout the game, time in and time out. I didn't have a clue. I just waited for Peter to say, "Take a step left." And that's about what I did. I was also fortunate to be able to play football with Peter. And Peter was also a very gifted football player. and he could do anything he wanted on the field. Sprint out, throw, defense. But again, playing ball with Peter was like playing with a coach right there on the field. He was a great leader and a great teammate to all of us who played ball with him, and I was so proud that I was related to Peter. You know, after high school, Peter went on and did coach, and I can imagine how many young men think about their coach and mentor, Peter, to this day. Peter is a dedicated family man, cousin, uncle, nephew, son-in-law, brother-in-law. I can go through them all. You saw them all here. And I'm so thrilled on behalf of the Roth and Bonamolo family to introduce Peter Bonamolo as a recognized extraordinary athlete of the 1960s and latest inductee of the
Thank you for making this a celebration of the 60s. Congratulations to my fellow inductees. I'm especially honored to be inducted with two former teammates, Dick Barrick and John Heston. Congratulations to the Barrick family for having 3 family members in the Hall of Fame. I sought and received much advice on how to give the speech. Some said to keep it real, others not to be savage, still others said to be humorous. But I must say that there was nothing funny about going to practice every day and having to go up against people who were much bigger than me. Dick, you had said in the bio about joking about having to lift me up over the line, and it was never more true than when we had to carry that telephone pole up the hill 46 times. And I'm standing next to Stevie DiGiovanni and Al Drake. We're holding it like this, and my hands are resting on top. I can remember getting moved up to JV basketball as a freshman, and how excited I was to get up there and think, and then I was to join teammates and my classmate Bill Ferran. And I remember Coach West saying to Billy, you're going to guard the other team's highest scorer, and before the game I want you to eat an onion and a couple of pieces of garlic so that your breath really stinks and the player won't want to get near you. And when the game started, that player had been moved up to the varsity. And there was Billy sitting alongside of Coach West with bad breath, smelling like onion and garlic, and Coach saying, Billy, your breath stinks. Go sit down the other way. I want to thank my family, the many nieces, nephews, aunts, uncle, all my cousins, my in-laws, my friends from Valley Cottage, who have taken the time to share this special evening with me. Howard, it is an honor to be joining you in the Hall of Fame. Norman, growing up, you were more like a brother than a cousin. All the time spent playing home run derby, arguing over who was the better player, Willie or Mickey, and then putting on the boxing gloves to settle many arguments. I'm sorry I knocked you out. But it was great making up over Aunt Gracie's meatball sandwich. Remember how we used to have to catch Uncle Dick's curveballs, right? And that would always bounce in the dirt. But I do believe that helped us become the best double play combination that you had ever had. Thank you for always being my friend. I was fortunate to play varsity at a young age, and there were many older teammates who led me by example. Rich Conklin, Brian Fay, Bob McTurnan, and Jim Mellion were some of those teammates. Thank you guys for showing me the way. I have two coaches I'd like to thank that are here. My Uncle Jerome, whose birthday it is today.
Happy birthday! Woo!
He taught us how to really be a team and put personal goals aside. He took a team that won one game the year before and made us into a respectable 7-9 team that went to the Section 9 finals. One of the first things he taught me was not to shoot. Thanks. Coach Laughlin coached me for 4 years, starting with freshman football and basketball, and then varsity baseball. Coach taught us many things about the game, but mostly it was about playing harder than your opponent. Under Coach Laughlin and Coach Holland, we had the first winning team in baseball my junior year. And under Coach Laughlin my senior year, we challenged for the championship. By the way, Coach, I had my teams do fingertip push-ups before basketball practice like we did in 1965. Some of my fondest memories are not of the games or the practices, but of being with teammates who have become lifelong friends, sharing a special bond, like walking on Saturday mornings to the Elks for breakfast before the game, then going to Al Baltidi's house to watch cartoons before there was ESPN, then back to the school to get ready for the game. The walk up from the lower parking lot, seeing the stands packed, doing this with 25 of your friends was special. I was also lucky to be given the chance to coach freshmen and JV basketball at Nyack High School. Thank you, Gary Gray, for giving me the opportunity to be part of something special in Rockland County basketball. Mary Ann, thanks for watching Kara and Pat and Megan while Patty was working and holding impromptu dance contests. There is a saying, friends are like stars. You don't always see them, but you know they are there. 3 such friends are my classmates, Jim and Wendy McRobbie and Bill Ferran. Thank you, guys. My parents are no longer with us, but I appreciate them for always encouraging me to do my best. Especially my mom. She saved all the articles from the Journal News. I have things from when I was 8 years old, bowling in the junior bantam league at the Maple. My sisters are here. My sisters Joanne, Sharon, and Barbara Jean. Thank you for doing the share of my chores and for the many rides to and from practices. My sister Mary Rose, who probably doesn't remember me playing, but I know she was there. I have 2 daughters, Kara and Megan, who share with me a love of sports. They learned at an early age that Sundays are for football. Thank you for coming to the NCAA basketball tournaments with me. Kara, I can't believe that you have come full circle and now take your daughters to the St. Paul's gym for basketball. Megan, always looking for a new sport, something relaxing, so you went and started golf. How's that going? One person has been through every defeat and every victory as a player and as a coach. John Wooden said, an assistant coach needs an understanding wife. Pat, thanks for always being there, win or lose. Once again, thanks for